So I changed my room around, and it was a process, which is why at the start of this video I have a different haircut, and it took a few weeks to finish everything. And in this video I'm just gonna kind of show you what I did, the steps I took. I guess I would say I'm gonna show you what my place looked like first, which was fine. My room looked okay. It was just kind of not really anything that I was proud of. It was like usually very messy, and to be fully honest, I did clean it before I showed what it looked like, and it was still kind of messy even when I showed what it looked like, because I was going to be painting it, so I wasn't really worried too much about cleaning it. So to start, even before the painting process, which I knew I wanted to do, I wanted white walls because I knew I was going to be putting a ton of stuff on the walls, in particular like a collage wall that I had been planning to start, which is still in the works. Probably should preface the video by saying that everything is still like a work in progress. Nothing is really finished in here. I'm gonna say that I still have a lot of plans to do other things. My room's not perfect, but maybe there's some ideas for other people that are looking to change some things in their room. So to start, I was on Pinterest a lot. I think with anything big like this, like if you're trying to like change the way your room looks or change your closet, whatever, it's best to go in with like a plan, and like creating a mood board is the best way for me to do that personally, just to like visualize what I'm looking for, even if it's just like little piece parts, because in reality I'm not going to be able to just like create someone else's room that I'm seeing on Pinterest. There are a lot of things that I do not have access to, that I don't have the money to spend on, but like getting little ideas and then like making them your own is probably the best way to start, in my opinion. And then I wanted to paint my room, so that was the longest process, and honestly it's like, it is rewarding, but it's not like the thing that I think most people would come into the room and be like, wow, the walls are white. Like no one would really care, or really like be like, wow, I got that great idea to paint my walls white from this video. But that was the main thing that I was focused on at first, because I knew it was going to take a lot of effort. So you'll see the process of us painting the room, and I would say that I did not know what I was doing. That wasn't obvious from the things you'll see, but I primed the walls first because it was technically a darker color underneath. It was a gray to start. I don't think you need to do that. I think probably in the end you should probably just plan to get enough paint to do 2 coats, and I kind of messed up on that. I did the primer and then we painted it, and by the time the primer was done, the first coat of paint was done, I was done with painting this room, so I didn't want to do anymore, and I stopped. So it looks fine, I think. I'm looking around now. It looks okay, especially once you put all your stuff in, but there was a moment when we finished the first coat of like actual paint and we realized we didn't have enough to do a second one, where I was like, is this gonna look terrible? Does it look terrible now? And maybe painters looking at this would be like, yeah, it looks bad. But to me, it looks passable. So I moved all of our stuff back in. A lot of moving furniture, which again is like not necessarily cool or like the most exciting thing to see, but the moving furniture part I would say is what paid off the most. Because of the setup of my room, the main things that I want to do is move the bed to the wall that's facing the windows. So that way every morning I wake up, there's like a ton more light in here. It feels like it's the same. Obviously the light has not really changed, but the white walls, the windows being now in this direction to the bed, big game changer. Honestly, it's really nice, and it like makes the room feel bigger to me. And that isn't just the bed. I think it's a lot of the furniture that moved around in here. And a lot of these videos where I'm moving things around, I'm not showing you like the finished product because I continued to move things afterwards. I would film the initial move and then I'd be like, maybe actually I want to move it a different place, which I think, you know what, that is the spice of life, is moving your furniture around constantly. Because I'll probably move it around again. Right now it's like, seems like it's at a good spot, but like every place I've ever lived, I've moved my furniture around multiple times. It's just like something happens in the year, in the month, whatever, you feel like you need to change again, and moving furniture is like, doesn't cost anything. And it is, for some reason, very gratifying once the furniture moves and you're seeing things in a different way. Probably like the next thing that I did was getting a bed skirt, which is very random and a small thing, because my bed is raised to fit things underneath it, which is also essential because if you're like me and you have a bunch of like crap that isn't like nice to look at but you need, you can shove it under your bed. Obviously, putting the bed skirt, now I don't have to look at all the stuff that's under my bed, which I was doing before. And it's just like not nice looking when you walk into your room and you just see a bunch of like crap that's shoved under your bed. Got a black one because I thought white would get dirty. I didn't really want a colored one. And it still gets really dusty. So there's like really no avoiding the fact that the bed skirt is going to get dirty. It's like touching the floor. That's just like what's going to happen. And our place just like accumulates a lot of dust. So I lint roll it. If you're looking for a trick to clean your dusty bed skirt and you didn't think of that already. And then what was the next thing that I would say made a big difference? I got some houseplants, which I've had a bad track record with in the past in terms of killing them, but felt renewed sense that I could maybe keep these alive this time around. And then going off of that, this was part of the like furniture rearrange. I put my desk in that like space of 3 windows, which is so pretty. I love this part of my room, and it's like present in my living room as well. Just like these 3, I'm sure there's a word for it, I don't know what it is, the 3 windows right next to each other. It's really nice. It's part of what I think makes the room look a bit bigger now, just the way things are framing that. So yes, that was like another piece of the rearrange that I think made a big difference. Got a new dresser to replace one that was broken, that looked really bad, that was probably shown in some of the videos of like things moving around. Just wasn't cute, and it was old and breaking and needed to be replaced. So I got another cheap thing that will probably also break very quickly. But it's there now and it looks better than before. It kind of matches the other dresser in terms of like style, where there's knobs on it and things like that, a little bit better than the other one did. And in terms of like width of the, or depth of the dresser, they match, and they go at the entrance like next to each other now, a little bit nicer. It's another thing that like opened the room a little bit, I think. I have my like clothing stand, which was another like recent-ish purchase, although happened before like completely was rearranging. And you know, just if you use one of these things, like arrange your clothing by color, like it does make it look a lot nicer, even though like I do predominantly have a lot of black things hanging up, but like the colored pieces that I have are arranged by color, and it just like itches a part of my brain that like just to have those things like arranged like that is such a game changer. I don't know why, it just is. And then just going back to the bed, I got this blanket, which is really nice, and it was on sale again at Urban Outfitters. And yeah, that just like adding a little extra bit to the bed. I find dressing my bed to be a way of like me being able to get almost new clothes, but I'm not wearing them. I'm putting them on my bed. I don't know. I think bedding is like, fun bedding is maybe underrated. I don't know. But it does something for me. Kind of like the color coating of the rack. Again, these small little things that for some reason make such a big difference. Just going into things on the wall, I guess. Making the collage wall, although again, it was one of those things kind of like the furniture getting rearranged where I did it at first. I'll show you in the video of me putting everything up, but then I changed my mind. I wanted to change the way things were put up. It's just like a like fun puzzle almost of like matching things up size-wise and like color-wise and how I want it to look. So that was something I got a chance to do, which I really wanted to. And if you're looking to do something like this, I have like collected some things to put on my wall, which I think you saw before me, like taking things off of my original collage wall, which was like a really weak attempt just of like throwing random things on the wall. So I have some posters and like things I got out of like albums and stuff like that I wanted to put up, but some things like just don't fit what I wanted. Like I wanted something like things very specifically. So I used this website, I think it's called collage.com. And you can kind of just like put in photos and they'll print them out. Like they print like actual picture photos you could put in, but they also like can make posters. So that's what I used, and I was honestly very pleasantly surprised by the outcome. I think they look pretty good for just having like put pictures into a website that weren't initially supposed to be posters necessarily. I think I want to keep growing that so it could cover maybe potentially that entire wall. And I have my mirror there. It's just like a nice little corner of the room, and then going down from that wall to this little like, it's I guess an end table, like a nightstand, but I'm using it just as like a little like table for a lamp over there. This salt lamp I have had, that is sitting there. I love a salt lamp at night. Another, like these are pretty, I would say inexpensive depending on the size that you get, but just get a small one like this, it's not too expensive, and it just like, I know like colored light bulbs are pretty popular right now, and it kind of is just like gives an orange glow in the room. It's very cozy at night. And then this table, I don't know what it's called. Maybe I'll put it like description, something like that. It's so nice. The lamp sitting on my desk. This is a big lamp. This room is a big lamp situation because we have an overhead light, but it's like yellowy. I don't know. I don't like the way it looks, and I'm sure I could change that too, but that would require me getting on a ladder, which is terrifying. So there's this little like mushroom lamp. I got it from Etsy. And then yes, the wall clock, which I got from Poshmark. I wanted something orange or just like little pops of color amongst the white. And then going off of that, the last thing that I have on the wall right now is another thing that I saw on Pinterest and was obsessed. I needed to get this print, and I found it as a wrapping paper. That's what it's listed as, but I think it does say in like the product description that you can use it as a poster, which is what I'm doing because it was like a few dollars cheaper buying it this way than like buying it as a poster. And it's this, I will not even try, color table, but say it in French. I can't with any kind of good accent, so there's that. And I just, again, it's like pops of color in my room. And then on the dresser, my dresser, which is the taller one, it's still crazy. It still has so much stuff on it. I find that difficult to cut down on, like, just like if you like having products, and I've thrown away a lot of makeup, but so the fact that it still remains and that it's still crazy over there with like the perfumes and the hair products and things like that, it's just like it has to go somewhere, and at least it's somewhat organized. Maybe eventually I'll find a better way of doing that, but I have these clear like little tiny drawers that I think I probably got from Amazon years ago. So still using those. It's somewhat organized, even though it is slightly chaotic. And then I have the smaller dresser, which has like a diffuser on it. This old clock that just like reminds me of these clocks that my parents had in their room when I was a kid. The lamp, which has the story because it is an IKEA lamp. And maybe I'll tell the story and realize that I did something very stupid and I could have gotten this lamp in a different way, which is very possible. But when I have my mind set on something, on it now sometimes, and that's what happened with this lamp. There's an IKEA that's somewhat close to me. This lamp is never in stock there, so it might just be something that they don't sell at all in store. I don't know, in store in this area, whatever. And this lamp is like $25 on IKEA. Anywhere else I could find it, like Amazon, eBay, whatever, always like $50 to $60 for this lamp, and I don't know why. Aside from the fact that like you clearly just can't get it in stores, or and also, yes, to say this too, you couldn't order it online. At least from my location, it would not be able to be delivered. I don't know how that works and why, but yeah, so long story short, I spent fucking $60 on this lamp, which should be $25. But that said, I am obsessed with it, and I love this lamp, and I don't care that it was $60 in the end, because it does something for me again. Like every other little thing, these like tiny little details give me joy. So I have the lamp. I spent a lot of money on it that I probably shouldn't have. But there you go. It's there. And then the last little bit of this room, because basically the back of my bed area is like the saddest part of the room. It still needs a lot of work. I would love to get like more things around the bed. And then there's nothing like behind the bed. Like there's no headboard. Maybe eventually I'll do something in that area, but for now it's just plain, and the bedding is all I have. But the bedding, as we've talked about, is a big part. But then the rug. There was no rug. There was something missing from this large like space that I had created by moving all of the furniture around. I got this checkered rug. I know that's probably like, I don't know if it's trendy or if it's just like specific things that I'm watching. I'm sure it's probably very trendy and like probably over at this point, but I like it. I have checkered Vans that I've had since like high school. I like the style, and it's very like, it does something, but it's not like loud and colorful. So it's like, can just sit here and chill, and it's giving something but not like taking over the whole room. Yeah, I like it. And I got it from Wayfair maybe, or rugs.com, one of the two. It wasn't overly expensive. I mean, no rug I would say is cheap when it's like this size, but yeah, it ties something in the room together, which is important to me. Although I don't have a vacuum, and before this I was on my fucking hands and knees with the lint roller. The lint roller is essential, rolling the lint and hairs off of this rug, and they're still there. That didn't really do the job that well, but there you have it. So if you're thinking about maybe redoing your room, maybe changing things around, just rearranging your furniture, maybe color coding your clothes just for fun, I would recommend. It's honestly does a lot for you. It does. Maybe it's gonna like I want to say, it constantly scratch that part in your brain that's like missing something. I don't know, but that's what it did for me. And honestly, it feels really nice in here. I actually want to come home to my room, and I think that's important. I think a lot of my life, my room or my house or whatever has been super disorganized, and you don't really think about how much that does to your brain when that's like all you're seeing every day. So this was very important to me. And like I said, it's a work in progress, and I'll probably keep making little updates on it. But for right now, this is where we're at, and I'm pretty happy with it. And I wanted to just finish this process for now, this chapter in this story of my room and my apartment, run, redo, refresh, what have you. So yeah, this is here. This is what we're dealing with, and I'll keep y'all posted on anything new. And yeah, that's it. That's bye for now, and I'll see y'all later.